take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alrighty, welcome race fans. Tonight, the Ghost Runner Cup Series heads to the track of Richmond Raceway for 200 laps. This is the, I believe, the third or fourth race of the season here, folks. So the points are really tight coming in to tonight. Now, remember, folks, these drivers here, this league, they go off of the NASCAR schedule. They did get a late start. That's why, you know, they're at where they are. Last week, they were at Bristol, which was a fantastic race for a short track. Of course, not any better here because it is a short track here as well. Richmond Raceway only 0.7 miles long. And, of course, they're going to be pulling 200 laps here this evening. Roughly about 150 miles, folks. So, going to be some tight racing. I'm sure they're going to be doing some bumping and some banging there, too. Of course, 200 laps. Now, I'm not particularly sure exactly what the tire and the fuel window is going to be, but according to some estimates I was given, tire window will be around 50 to 60 laps. Fuel window will be around 70 to 80, give or take some laps here and there. But the pit road speed is 40 miles per hour, so they're going to have to get that thing woed down going across the green cone there coming in to pit road. That is your pre-race analytics here, folks. And of course, going in to the points, let me pull the pre-race analytics down there. Coming into the points here tonight, Mike Bruno going to be in the top spot here with 85 points. Now, Tyler Justice right behind him, 2 points back in second. So very close indeed between them two. Eric Tesk in the third spot here with 78 points, 5 back from Justice. Sharn Hill in fourth, 76 points, folks, 2 back from Tesk. Michael Redding in the fifth spot, 72 points. He is 4 back from Sharn Hill. Now, Jason Burgess and Gordon Larson Jr., folks, are tied for that 6th spot. So they're going to be battling out neck and neck, I'm sure, to maybe try to sneak their way in maybe to the top 5 if everything works out in their favor. But they are 2 back from Michael Redding. Alexander Rich coming into the 8th spot here tonight in points with 67 points. He is 3 back behind Burgess and Larson there. Ryan Nichols in 9th, 64 points, 3 back from Alexander Rich. Thomas Vanassi will round out your top 10 in points here tonight with 63 points. He is only 1 back from Ryan Nichols. So very, very close indeed in the points here coming in to tonight at Richmond. Folks, I know he is out there on the track this evening, but we are going to pull him up in the booth here. Mike Bruno, you got a copy?
10-4, bud, I got you.
Well, Mike, man, coming in to tonight, I know you were down there talking and you were doing some practicing there, but I wanted to get you up in here. Coming into tonight, topping the points, man. Now, last week y'all had Bristol. Not much better here tonight. It's Richmond, still a short track. What's your thoughts coming in from going from a short track to a short track?
Pretty much the same thing as last week, just survival. You know, it's going to be pretty slick here tonight, especially if we get some long runs. Did a little bit of testing earlier on, and it definitely got slick. So just going to try and do my best to stay up front, and if I do get sent to the back for whatever reason, just got to be patient and try and make my way back up there.
Well, do you think your mentality here, your mindset is different compared to what it was at Bristol coming into Richmond because of the way the track is designed?
Yeah, definitely. Bristol, I always go into that expecting, honestly, to get wrecked out or be in a wreck. Here, there's quite a bit more room, and it's a little more fun in my opinion, but that's just me. So, yeah, it's definitely more room, so hopefully I have better racing too.
All right, Mike. Well, you know, like I said, you have 85 points. You're only 2 behind Tyler Justice there. So, you know, speaking of Tyler Justice, do you think you have the fast car here tonight to maybe beat him and continue that lead?
He's always got that short run speed, like really good short run speed. I'm hoping that we can have a long run and I might have something for him there. I seem to be all right on saving tires, so hopefully we get a long run and maybe I can get out in front of him.
All right, Mike. Well, good luck, bud. We will let you get back to practice here at about 6 minutes left to go. So, man, good luck, bud.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
All right, that was Mike Bruno, your current points leader here. So he's expecting hopefully a good race here tonight, folks. But, you know, it is a short track. Well, we'll get to it right now, folks, for the MaxSpeedTV sponsors. Walt's Beard Co., your grid sponsor for MaxSpeedTV. Sim Speed Shop, for all your iRacing needs. They have handbrakes, button boxes, pretty much everything that is needed for iRacing. Sim Speed Shop is the place to go. I would recommend them guys to anybody out there. SimSpeedShop.com. Also look them up on Facebook at facebook.com/SimSpeedShop. HomeNet hosting and a PC repair. They do computer repair as well as host websites, folks. But they have a thing going on. If you let them know you heard it on MaxSpeedTV, they will give you your first month free to get everything started, whether it be iRacing League or whatever the case may be. HomeNet hosting and a PC repair. Elite 7 Racing, the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. And, of course, the Ohio IndyCar League. Not only a sponsor, but a league that I personally broadcast here on MaxSpeedTV. They came on board to sponsor us as well as be a league to broadcast. So, the Ohio IndyCar League has also opened up to everybody. If you are interested in joining an IndyCar league, they do run the IR18, folks. They've had one race already. They are going to have many, many more throughout the season. They do race once a month. So, you know, if that is something you are interested in, please check them out at the Ohio IndyCar League on Facebook. And, of course, we don't have his logo here, but I've got to give a shout-out where shout out and credit is due. iBog, Jason Allison over at ibog.co does some fantastic work with the overlays. Is an amazing person. Everybody needs to get to know Jason. He's you got something, you know, with ATVO, you're having an issue or whatever, he is probably the best person I know to actually get it worked out. And, of course, I got to give a shout-out to Charles Wooten there as well. He is a broadcaster over here at MaxSpeedTV. He also does some overlay work as well. If there's something that he can't do, of course, he does go to Jason as well. So, a big shout-out to both of those guys for doing what they do with the overlays. Well, we've got about 2.5 minutes left of practice here, folks, and then they will get to qualifying. I am Joshua Madlock here on the mic for the Ghost Runner Cup Series at Richmond Raceway. Should be a very entertaining race here this evening. I am looking forward to it. Now, of course, we do have some different features here that I've added with help from Charles and, of course, you know, Jason Allison as well, who implemented all this in to help us out. If you look on these certain ones here, like Tyler Justice here in the number 7 machine, the driver bar there now has his picture there of himself. So that has been, I have added some pictures here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. There are a few in here that have added pictures. Gordon Larson Jr. being one of them as well in that 00 Pepsi machine. We had a couple of issues with other ones that we wasn't able to use, unfortunately, but hopefully we will be able to use those, you know, use other ones later on throughout the season. Well, folks, if it's your first time here at MaxSpeedTV, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Of course, if you're on the regular YouTube, hit that little bell there next to it. You will get notifications turned on, and it will notify you when MaxSpeedTV goes live, whether it be iRacing or any of the other games we may play. You know, it will notify you via email, messenger, whatever, however you feel like setting it up. That's what it will do. But here in practice, folks, Tyler Justice does have the top spot here so far. He has ran a 20.862, the quickest lap here that I can see here in practice. So, you know, it's still pretty close. He's got Eric Tesk behind him, currently sitting on pit road there with a 29.01. So, you know, the times are close here, but he is about a second off of Tyler Justice there, who is still out on the track. Alrighty, folks, that will do it for a practice. We will be underway for qualifying here momentarily. Tyler Justice out on the track here, as well as Kevin Sargent, Ryan Nichols, Dave Matson now just coming off of the pit road there. This is single car qualifying, and right now I am showing about 18 drivers that have entered the lobby here tonight. So, pretty good field for Richmond. Let's bring up the qualifying there right now. Sharn Hill in that number 5 machine does have the pole. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. I have lost everything. Hang on a minute, folks. We will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Figured out kind of what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. Eric Task, though, will come in right now with the pole here. And we are having some technical difficulties here. Give me just a second, folks. All right, well, we are back here. Not sure what happened there. The number 96 machine of Eric Task does have the pole here, and it looks like right now he will keep it. I'm not seeing anybody else out there on the track, as we've got about 30 seconds left before qualifying will end, folks. Alrighty, that will do it for qualifying. We will get them on the grid here, folks. Starting on the pole, Eric Task will grab it here. This is your Walter Beard starting grid. Eric will grab the pole with a 20.803. Congratulations to Eric for grabbing the pole. Sharon Hill will start on the outside of him in a second place. Jared Beasley in third. Dave Matson in fourth. Mike Bruno in fifth. Michael Redding in sixth. Ryan Nichols in seventh. Gordon Larson Jr. in the 8th spot. Scott Johnson in 9th. Corey Walters in a 10th. Alexander Rich in 11th. Jason Burgess in a 12th. Thomas Fanassi in 13th. Daniel Haser in 14th. Kevin Sargent in 15th. Tyler Justice in a 16th. DeAndre Artis in 17th. And Sean Lodiski in the 18th spot. Alrighty, that will wrap it up here for the Waltz Beard Co. starting grid here. Sorry about that, folks. And the number 96 machine of Eric Tesk will lead them to the line here. 2 pace laps, folks. 2 pace laps. And we will be underway here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. This is the Toyota 200 here. So get ready, folks. Natasha, George, I see you in a chat there. Alrighty, folks, buckle up as they make their way onto the backstretch here. Pace car will dive off. There it goes. Get ready, buckle up, boys, because we're going racing here. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing in Richmond, boys. Eric Tesk looking to lead the first lap here. He does have a Sharon Hill there. It looks like, let's see, who is that number 15 machine there? Let me see if I can find it. It's not pulling them up. All right, and the number 15 of Jared Beasley in a second. There it went. It finally updated. So Eric Tesk will come out to lead the first lap here at Richmond. And he will lead the second lap as well, folks. But Jared Beasley right there in that second spot. Mike Bruno, your points leader, coming in to tonight in a third place. Already up 2 spots on that start. Sharon Hill currently in the 4th spot. He is down 2 spots already in that number 5 Corn Flakes machine there. Right along here, it looks like we have somebody already coming to pit road here. Oh, that would be Eric Tesk in that number 96 machine. Wow. Oh, he had to do a drive through there apparently. And of course that will push him back all the way to the 17th spot. Of course it gave the lead up to the number 15 of Jared Beasley. And Jared Beasley is not too far from him. Pretty much on his tail there. Now Jared Beasley has now led 3 laps here because because Eric did have to do that drive through there. So that put Mike Bruno now in 2nd, Sharon Hill in 3rd, Dave Matson in 4th, and Ryan Nichols in the 5th spot here. And I see Tasha is rooting on Nichols there. So Tasha, he is running right now, currently in the 5th spot in that number 8 machine. They are pretty much a foul here, going to wind down some of these laps. Now, Mike Bruno did take over the lead here. He has now led 3 laps in that number 19 machine. Looks like Mike Bruno, though, has a lot of teammates out there. That number 5 of Sharon Hill on his tail, though. Jared Beasley, I believe, is a teammate to Mike Bruno. Jared Beasley currently sitting in the 3rd spot. Kind of wanting to get up there to him, but he's got to figure out a way to do it because he's got that number 5 machine of Sharon Hill in a close second battle there, trying to fight for that top spot with Mike Bruno. Oh, so we go up here. Eric Tesk, had to do that drive-through. Currently is sitting in the 17th spot. We look back on him, and we can see the leaders from Eric Tesk. About a straightaway and a curve length away from him. So Eric Tesk having to do that drive-through really cost him on that in this race right now. But, this race is far from over, folks. 200 laps they're going to be pulling here tonight. And right now they're only on a lap number 14. So, it's still a long race indeed. I gotta root for your honey, huh? Well, I got my usual in chat. Tasha's supporting Nichols here, but Tasha, it's good to have you in a chat here. I hope you can hear me okay, and I hope you are enjoying the stream here this evening for not only the Ghost Runner Cup Series, but of course your honey there, as you call him. And right now, that number 19 machine of Mike Bruno has now led 10 laps, so he has reached double digits with the laps led here. Sharon Hill still looking to lead his first laps here as they are coming up on lap number 18 here momentarily. This track is short, it's fast, and they will wind down these laps here really quickly, folks. Going back in to the field a little ways. We're going to be riding with Tyler Justice here, looking onto that number 7 machine. Started 16th, has now found himself up to the 8th spot here already, passing up a lot of vehicles in the process. DeAndre Artis started back there with Tyler, is up here with him, running in the 9th spot. DeAndre started in 17th. Now rounding out the top 10, of course, Corey Walters here started 10th, currently running in 10th, so he has not moved yet. But I imagine while the race progresses here and the groove gets built up, he could move up and possibly come out with the win here tonight as well. Of course, there's 18 cars out here tonight, folks. Well, 17 on the track. Right now, Daniel Haster is whoa, and it looks like Daniel does have some damage there on that number 82 machine. He is currently a 1 lap down. And, you know, but a caution will change that for Daniel. And Daniel is having some issues here in that number 82 machine. So let's hope Daniel can get that under control. And, you know, maybe for his sake, he's wanting a caution, people. Daniel is wanting a caution, is wanting to check the damage out and, of course, get back on the lead lap. But Mike Bruno up here is not wanting that caution in that number 19 machine. Sharon Hill, Jared Beasley, Ryan Nichols as well now into the 4th spot here. He's got the 09 of Dave Matson right behind him. So Ryan Nichols does have company. And so Ryan's going to have to do everything he can to keep Dave behind him. Well, so far, so good. 25 laps down. Well, 26 laps down. And they have been a green flag racing this whole time here. They have been racing it clean but hard. And Mike Bruno dominating so far with, oh, we have a caution. And it looks like the number 82 of Daniel Haser will be the cause. We will go back and take a look, folks, and see what happened to Daniel. Now, we knew Daniel was having some issues, but we didn't know the extent of the issues he was having as he makes his way around the turn here on to the front stretch. He looks okay for now. We'll see what happens going into turn number 1 here. It looks like he's all by himself. He clipped the yellow line there, and it looks like he just lost it there. Good job locking it down by that number 82 machine of not hitting that inside wall there and getting more damage. But Daniel Haster will bring out the caution here, and they are coming to pit road, folks. All right, it looks like Thomas Vanassi did not pit. He will stay out to lead a lap here. Yes, he does. I don't know if we're going to be able to get many interviews in during cautions, folks, because this is a short track. So we will see what we can do. Thomas Vanassi is going to be coming down pit road. That will give the lead back up to Mike Bruno. We'll see if we can get a word in with somebody here real quick. They're going to be making their way around the corner here, and I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll get the one to go here. We will check and see. If not, we will get a word in with somebody. Yeah, they did get the one to go here, folks. So not that time around, but if they have another caution, we will try to get somebody up here in the booth to interview. But right now, it looks like Mike Bruno in the number 19 machine and Jared Beasley. Well, these gentlemen both will lead them to the line. Now, Mike Bruno does have the control here, so the number 19 machine of Mike will start on this restart here. We'll start these guys. He has chosen the outside, and that number 15 machine of Jared Beasley has chosen, well, at no point. And we are off already for the green flag waves. We're side by side up front here. Going to be going in to turn number 1 here momentarily, as that number 15 machine of Jared Beasley does make the pass on that number 19 machine. And that 19 of Mike Bruno gets a little loose there, folks. He did keep it straight, but he is still side by side with Jared Beasley coming across the stripe. The number 19 of Mike Bruno, I do believe, yes, he will lead that lap, but not by much, folks. Not by much at all. Mike Bruno will take over command here with that number 15 of Jared Beasley in the second spot. Sean Hill in third. Dave Matson in fourth. Ron Nichols back here in the fifth spot in that number 8 machine. He's got the 7 of Tyler Justice there on his inside. Tyler looking to trying to make a pass on him, but Tyler was not able to make that pass, so he will try to get, I'm sure, probably going to go into turn 1 here and see if he can get his nose in there. No, he did not. But right now, Tyler is sitting in the 6th spot. Corey Walters in 7th. DeAndre Artison 8th. Michael Redding in 9th. And Jason Burgess will round out the top 10 here. But he is getting a battle with Michael Redding in that 10th spot. So Michael also has company with that 07 there of Scott Johnson. So we have a few battles going on back here, starting with Jason Burgess. Right now, it looks like that that number 2 machine of Michael Redding wanted to stick his nose in there to see, maybe if he can make a pass on that 23 machine of Jason Burgess, but he thought better of it. No, that 2 machine is getting a little loose there. Good save by Scott Johnson, I believe it was. No, Michael Redding, sorry. By Michael Redding. Now that is going to cost Michael a few positions there, but he does have it straight, folks. He is back on the track in that Toyota. It looks like the Toyota Camry there. Well, you can be kind, folks, and leave MaxSpeedTV a tip. We do appreciate all of our subscribers, our viewers, our supporters, our sponsors, and, of course, our leagues. Without all of you guys, this would not be possible at all. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Of course, you can sponsor MaxSpeedTV by hitting that sponsor button right below there for only $4.99 a month. You will become an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV and get the little icon next to your name when you're in chat talking. And everybody will see it. They will know. And we have another caution. And it looks like that number 82 of Daniel Haser again. We will go back, folks, and take a look and see again what happened to Daniel. Well, Daniel coming around turn number 1 there. He does go a little high. He scrapes the wall there. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. It looked like he does get damage. Oh, it looks like he was trying to decide to go to pit road or get below the yellow line. But here came the leaders, and of course, it stacked him up there. So Daniel Haser will be charged again for that, a caution. DeAndre Artis going to stay out to lead a lap in that number 11 machine there. It looks like Gordon Larson Jr. also stayed out. Most of these guys up front did a pit, so give us a minute, folks. We will see if we can get somebody up here to interview. And I think I have found our next interviewee here. Eric Test, got a copy.
Yes, I got you loud and clear.
Eric, man, well, at the start of the race, I noticed you did lead a few laps there, but you had to make a quick and sudden drive-through. Can you kind of talk about what that was all about? But, hey, right now you're setting up here right now currently in the 7th position here, bud.
Well, we had some issues. I thought we were going. I tried to gamble on the green, on the green flags, and we did go just a little bit too early, and well, that gives us just a drive-through penalty. But we're trying to go rebound it back and try to slowly get to the top of the pack.
All right, well, Richmond Raceway, man, you are holding strong here even after that little mess up there, but you got some fast drivers out there, bud.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, well, it stays Richmond, everything can happen, and well, nothing has been secured to get finishing in the top 5 because everyone is strong here around me. So it's just, try to do my best, and gonna do what we're gonna do.
Well, all right, Eric. Well, Sutton currently in 3rd in points as well, bud. Good luck. We'll let you get back to it, man. And, man, it's still a long race, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a long race. Thank you.
All right, that was Eric Task here, ladies and gentlemen. Currently running in that 7th spot there. I've got him in 6th here, but I don't believe it's updated yet. There it goes. So it has updated. So, yes, he is in 7th. And they have gotten the one to go here. They will be getting a double foul here. Ron Nichols now has led 3 laps. So I know somebody in chat is going to be proud to see that. Ron Nichols has led 3 laps here, but he's got Mike Bruno in that number 19 machine on the outside of him. So we're going to actually have to see what happens here on this restart if Ron Nichols can hold off Mike Bruno in that number 19. Pace car dives off. The 8 of Ron Nichols holding them back, Green flag is out, gets a good jump. But that number 19 very, very quickly gets to the inside. And we'll see if Mike Bruno can make the pass on him or if the number 8 of Ron Nichols will pull away here. Going around turn number 3 here. Coming on to the front stretch here. Ron Nichols will lead a lap under green flag conditions. Mike Bruno here setting in a second. We are 3 wide back here, folks, for a moment. At number 7 of Tyler Justice there, it looks like. Yes, it was. Made it 3 wide tried to get around the number 5 of Sharon Hill and the number 15 of Jared Beasley at the same time. But that put the number 7 of Tyler Justice now onto the outside. Now side by side with that number 15 machine of Jared Beasley, fighting for that position. Jared does have the inside line here. Coming around onto the front stretch here. Who will lead it to the line? That will be the number 7 of Tyler Justice there. So Tyler has put himself up here into the 4th spot. Now he's got his eye set on that number 5 of Sharon Hill. And before we go to a quick, be quiet here for a moment, that number 5, though, of Sharon Hill did make the pass on Ryan Nichols. Now, Ryan is back here now in the 3rd spot, and it looks like he may lose it to that number 7 of Tyler Justice if Tyler can make the pass cleanly. Still on the number 8 of Ryan Nichols, as he is still side by side with that 15 of Jared Beasley. Jared doing all he can. Sorry about that, folks. Doing all he can to get around that number 8. But that number 8 of Ryan Nichols not giving up at all, is on the back bumper of that 15 machine. A little bit of a wider view here. You can see exactly how short this track really is from a perspective, as we are still on that number 15 machine. We will go through the top 10 here real quick. Mike Bruno currently running in the top spot, has led 40 laps here. Sharon Hill in a 2nd. Tyler Justice has now found himself in the 3rd spot. Jared Beasley in the 4th spot. Ryan Nichols in 5th now after leading 6 laps. Eric Tesk in 6th. Jason Burgess in that 23 and 7th has got company with the 07 of Scott Johnson. And DeAndre Artis right there running in the 9th spot. Scott Johnson is an 8th. And Corey Walters will round out the top 10 here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series on MaxSpeedTV, as we see the 07 there of Scott Johnson get a little high there at the wall. We do have a retiree for the evening. Daniel Haster has decided to take his car behind the wall. Well, so far, folks, we have had 2 cautions for 8 laps. We have 141 laps to go here. Now 140 as the leader, Mike Bruno, crossed the line there. And we've had 10 lead changes here tonight. Well, Daniel, man, what a tough break for you here at Richmond tonight, bud. You left TeamSpeak. I was going to pull you up here and kind of talk to you and get your thoughts on Richmond, but you left on me, bud. So wasn't able to do that. I know it's a rough Richmond, such a short track here. A lot of close encounters, I am sure. Number 19 machine of Mike Bruno, though. Oh, we have a caution. Oh, and it looks like it was Michael Redding. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened to that number 2 machine of Michael. All right, well, it looks like Michael is running strong here, coming on to the front stretch. It looks like that all-elusive turn 2 might have struck Michael, as Michael does make his way into 1 here. Let's see what happened to Michael. And it was the turn number 2. Just a bit of Michael loses control, slams the inside wall. Oh, what a tough break for Michael, man, in that number 2 machine. Oh, man. I am sure he is none too happy about that. Alrighty, folks. Well, they are coming down a pit road here. It looks like Scott Johnson stayed out to lead a lap in that 07 machine, so he will get a bonus point for that. Now it's going to be a battle off of pit road. And it looks like Mike Bruno will win the race off of pit road. We'll see if Scott Johnson does decide to pit. Yes, he will. He knows everybody behind him does have fresher tires. So that will give the lead back up to that number 19 of Mike Bruno. Gordon Larson Jr., do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Gordon, man, started 8th. Now you're in a 7th spot. Talk about Richmond down there. I mean, it looks like it's, you know, a rough track conditions down there. Well, what's it like?
It's trying to push like a dump truck.
Trying to push like a dump truck. So, is it, you know, so would that be tight or loose in a sense?
It's a little loose. You know, you can get around here a little bit better if you just be a little patient, back the corner up a little bit, brake a little bit early, and you can stay to the bottom. But yeah, it's not what I expected tonight.
Well, I mean, you're currently sitting in the 7th spot here now. You know, in points, it looks like you're currently in a 7th in points. So, you know, it's still a long season, bud. So keep your head up, man, and, you know, hope for the best.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we got a long way to go.
Exactly. Well, good luck, bud.
Thank you.
All right, they did get the one to go here. Jared Beasley, Mike Bruno back up front. Now, Mike Bruno has led 51 laps here so far, and Jared Beasley has led 5. But Mike Bruno will lead them to the line. Oh, Daniel, I see, man. Yeah, when you go into the racing portion of it, it's a lot different than practice. I can assure you on that. I've been there and done that. All right, pace car dives off, and Mike Bruno is on to the loud pedal here. The number 15 machine of Jared Beasley now fighting side by side with that 7 of Tyler Justice. Tyler looking to lead his first lap, but the battle for second isn't over, folks, as that number 15 machine does go low, and they almost touched. But that number 15 machine will lead them both to the line here. Now the number 7 is under the gun from the number 5 of Sharon Hill there. With that number 8 of Ron Nichols again back up here fighting for the positions. He has led 6 laps here tonight. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Whoa, it looks like that number 8 and that number 7, the number 8 of Ryan Nichols and Tyler Justice there almost got into a door-jamming match. They are still side by side here, coming on to the backstretch. We'll see exactly who leads to the line here. Is that number 8? Looks like he was kind of washing up there for a moment, but that number 7 of Tyler Justice will take that spot. Yeah, there is another battle going on back here between the number 96 and the number 11 of DeAndre Artis. The number 96 of Eric Tesk did lead the first 2 laps, but had to make a drive-through penalty there. Jumped the start of the race, and you know, but he is back on the lead lap. And he is fighting for a position and possibly a win here tonight at Richmond. Alrighty, folks. Well, I think it's about time we do a little in a car crank it up, as I do not have a crank it up cam for Richmond. So we're going to go cockpit view on the driver of Scott Johnson here. So crank it up, folks, because it's a crank it up time here on MaxSpeedTV. I totally forgot to unmute my mic there. Sorry about that, folks. But the battle's, oh, and the 15 gets into the 5 there. The 5 coming back on the, oh, and he takes out the 15.
Right, man, caution is out.
The caution is out. We will go back and take a look at this, folks. Well, we know the battle between the 5 and the 15 was brewing here, but we didn't think it would happen like that. Now the 15 and the 5, now the 5 of Sharn Hill currently, you know, was in second. The 15 gave him a little tap there of Jared Beasley, and the 5 just comes back up on track and loses it. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but he did collect that number 15 there, which turned him around, which brung out the caution here tonight, folks. And that number 15 machine of Jared Beasley is coming out pit road, as well as the leaders. Gordon Larson Jr. going to stay out here. Has not led a lap here yet. And I'm sure he is hoping to lead a lap. Now, the number 9 machine of Kevin Sargent is right behind him. Of course, he is a lap down, folks. With JBC77 Racing, glad to have you in chat here. And yeah, Gordon Larson Jr. is going to come down pit road here. Can he beat the leaders to the line before they pass him to lead a lap here? We will see here momentarily. Yeah, he will lead a lap here, folks. So Gordon Larson Jr. will pick up a bonus point here for leading a lap while coming down pit road. But that will give the lead back up to that number 19 machine of Mike Bruno, who now has led 75 laps here tonight. Ryan Nichols now currently in the second spot here, has led 6 laps. DeAndre Artis has led a lap, so a bonus point for him. Tyler Justice in that number 7 machine has yet to lead a lap, and I'm sure he is just wanting to lead at that last and final lap. Eric Tesk led the first 2 laps. Corey Walters has not led a lap yet, currently 6th. Jason Burgess hasn't led a lap, currently 7th. And Jared Beasley has led a lap, has led 5 laps, currently 8th. Gordon Larson Jr. led a lap, currently in 9th. And Alexander Rich hasn't led a lap here yet, but he is currently in the 10th spot. Well, the one I wanted to interview was actually involved in that accident, so I'm not sure exactly how he would feel about being interviewed right now. Well, Jared Beasley, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, Jared, I know that it's just a racing incident about what happened there, but can you give me a rundown about what happened real quick?
Yeah, I just came in there a little bit too hard on him, and I didn't even register a hit. I didn't even think I hit him, to be honest, but he said that I did hit him, and I mean, it was just a racing accident, and I was just trying to get around him, and he ended up overcorrecting a little bit too much and went right back into me.
Oh, man. Well, all right, man. Well, y'all's going to be going green here momentarily, so I'll let you get back to it, bud.
All right, now.
All right, well, I don't want to overload there. We'll turn that down a little bit. All righty, folks. Well, we are under green flag conditions here again. That was Jared Beasley, and we will try to get back with him later on, as they went green relatively fast there. But Jared Beasley now currently back here in the 7th position as the battles are brewing up here. Of course, Mike Bruno still in command here in that number 19 machine. DeAndre Artis back here in a second now. Started 17th, but he is running strong, already up to the second spot. Tyler Justice started 16th, currently running in the third spot, but he's got company with that number 8 of Ryan Nichols, trying to take a third away from him, but still a long race to go. We are on a lap 99 of 200, folks, as they cross the line to make it lap 100 of 200. So we have officially 100 laps to go here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. This is the Toyota 200 here at Richmond. Look at that number 96 machine of Eric Tesk there, testing the waters on that number 8 machine, trying to figure out a way. Is he going to take it? No, I was fixing to say, is Eric going to take it 3 wide? Oh, we have a caution. It looks like Dave Matson maybe, and Kevin Sargent. We will ride along with Kevin Sargent and see what happened to Kevin. Well, Kevin Sargent in that number 9 machine is right there, and it looks like he has some company around him. The 30, the 07, it looks like the 09. Yes, the 09. Oh, and the 09 and the 9 make contact. Looks like the 9 and the 09 of Dave Matson does make contact. So both of the 9 cars make contact together, which will in turn send both of them hard into the wall. Both of those vehicles do have some heavy damage as we look closer to that 09 machine of Dave Matson and that 9 of Kevin Sargent. But everybody is on a pit road here, folks. The battle off of pit road brews. That number 19 machine back out of front here. Did beat everybody off of pit road with a pit stop of 15.6. Wow. Alrighty, folks. Well, if they don't get the one to go here, when they come across the line, we'll see if we can pull that number 15 back up here to maybe have a talk with him. But I don't want to do it yet because it was, they went green very, very quickly. As that 30 machine, it looks like the 09 of Dave Matson has taken his car behind the wall. All right, well, we will see if we can pull that number 15 back up here. Jared Beasley, got a copy again.
Yes, sir. I got
you. Jared, I wanted to pull you back up here because we didn't have much time to talk on that last caution there. But talk about the racing down there, man. You go from Bristol to Richmond. Not much of a difference, really, but the track is different.
Oh yeah, the track, and I like this kind of track. I mean, it's a little bit slick, and it brings out the driver in people, and that's exactly what I like. Even though it's nighttime, it still has a little bit more grip. but it's controllable, but it's loose, and it takes a lot of talent to actually drive these things, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, just out of curiosity here, before y'all go back green, do you think you have the car to beat Mike Bruno up there in that number 19 machine?
And I sure hope so. I'm honestly looking out for this 96 car ahead of me. I know he's pretty fast. He's always fast, but I hope so. Man, I hope to bring out a win.
All right, Jared, we'll let you get back to it, bud. Good luck.
All right, I appreciate it.
Well, that was Jared Beasley again, folks, as we are coming to a green flag racing here. Mike Bruno didn't wait for the green flag. He's on the loud pedal, and we are off green flag racing yet again here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series at Richmond. That number 96 machine of Eric Tesk slams it into the second spot here, but he's got Tyler Justice there. Well, if I can get to him, on his tail end there, but DeAndre Artis right there in that number 11. They are single file here, folks, for the most part. Still a long race, about 91 laps left here. So, yeah, it's still a long race to go. And as Mike Bruno crosses the line yet again up here in first. 91 laps led. I have a feeling Mike Bruno is going to be the guy to beat here tonight. He has led the most laps, as well as dominated most of the race here. As he crosses the line again, that will make his 92nd lap led. Now, Eric Tesk has led 2 laps, but he's got company here with Tyler Justice and the number 11 of DeAndre Artis still on his tail. That number 8 of Ron Nichols there currently in the 5th spot. That will round out your top 5 here, folks. As you see it up on the top of the screen there, Mike Bruno, Eric Tesk, Tyler Justice, to DeAndre Artis, and Ryan Nichols is your top 5. These guys are getting lined out here. You know, we may go on aboard. Oh, it looks like that number 7 of Tyler Justice there might have got a little loose. That opened the door for that number 11 of DeAndre Artis there to make a point on him and fight him side by side for that 3rd spot. Well, you know what? We're going to ride along here with Tyler Justice in that number 7 machine. As you see, he is battling strong with that number 11 of DeAndre Artis right there in front of him. Now, DeAndre did make the pass to go into 3rd there, but there's still a whole lot of racing left to go here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series here at Richmond. Now, next week, folks, please stay tuned. As soon as I get my paper out here, the Ghost Runner Cup Series will be at Talladega. Oh, buddy, some super speedway action here next week for them. They will be a bumper to bumper and a draft racing there. You know, and you see what Tyler is going through here at Richmond. Of course, at Talladega, it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to be a bumper to bumper, as well as getting the draft off of really everybody around you. and it is, you know, just going to be a fantastic race indeed. They will be pulling 94 laps at Talladega Super Speedway. Oh, I can't wait. I love Super Speedway racing, no matter what it is. I do expect a pretty good sized field next week, folks. So that will be on April the 26th. Same time, same place here on MaxSpeedTV. 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. As we bring up the driver bar here, we go back to Mike Bruno. He has hit the century mark with 104 laps led here this evening. He has dominated the race here tonight, and it is his race to lose here, as we are over halfway here by 24 laps. So, you know, they are winding down here as we go look at the caution count. We have had 5 cautions for 19 laps with now we have 77, about to be 76 laps to go with 14 lead changes. Mike Bruno now 110 laps led here, now 111, as you know, he has dominated most of the race here. He still has DeAndre on his tail there. DeAndre has led a lap, so he will get a bonus point. Of course, Eric Tesk will too. And Tyler Justice, though, back here currently running in the 4th spot, still has yet to lead a lap here tonight. He is looking for that bonus point as well. So you look for Tyler maybe to lead a lap here momentarily. Now, if they have another caution here, folks, it will change it up dramatically. we're going to ride along here with Ryan Nichols in that number 8 machine here. We're going to do another Crank It Up in a car cam here, folks, for you. I hope y'all are enjoying the stream here. But everybody, crank it up, because this is the in a car cam for Ryan Nichols. Alrighty, folks, I hope y'all enjoyed the second on aboard a cam here. That was Ron Nichols there in that number 8 machine, as he has got a company still with that number 15 of Jared Beasley now, the 28 of Corey Walters as well, and back behind them Sharn Hill, as well as Scott Johnson, now, who is currently in the 9th spot. We will go through the top 10 here. Now, DeAndre has taken over the lead here and has led one lap. Now, coming to the line, will lead his second lap. It looks like they're on the back stretch. Yes, they are.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, we have a caution here, folks. Oh, and it looks like Jared Beasley involved in that. We will go back and take a look here. All right, it looks like Jared Beasley in that number 15 machine fighting it with that number 8 machine of Ron Nichols there. And we will see what happened here, but they come across the line here, and it looks like the 8 and the 15 might have touched. There might have been some net code there as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure they will take a look at that, folks, and see what happened between the 8 and the 15. But DeAndre Artis going to lead them down a pit road. DeAndre has now led 4 laps here, so he has got the bonus point out of the way, as well has led 3 extra laps. 4 extra laps. He has led 5 laps. Sorry, folks. Well, taking a closer look at that number 23 machine of Jason Burgess there, it looks like he might have a little bit of a damage on that left front, and he does. I'm not sure how it affects his driving there, but this is not a drafting track, folks, so the draft not a big issue here. Downforce maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. More so the downforce than the draft. DeAndre will take a point here, coming to. Right now he's in a second place, but it looks like Jason Burgess is going to come down pit road. He will lead his first lap, grab the bonus point, come down pit road, get the 4 Mr. Feelgoods, the tank of fuel, and he will be back out on the track here. DeAndre Artist got a copy?
10-4.
Well, DeAndre, now you find yourself up front here, but you're side by side now with that number 19 of Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno dominating most of the race here tonight. Do you think you have what it takes for that number 11 machine to make it to the front and possibly pull out the upset here?
If we don't have a caution from here on out, I definitely can win this race. I don't think not too many people are as conservative with the tires as I am on the long run. Mike's got me on the short run for sure, and possibly Eric too, but on the long run, if we go from 50 laps out, I believe I have a great shot at winning the race.
All right, now you have led 7 laps. Well, it'll be 7 once you cross the line here, but of course, Mike Bruno has led 122 laps here, but y'all are getting double file here. DeAndre, I will let you get back to it, bud. Good luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, all right, folks, we are going to be underway here again momentarily. They are on the back stretch here, and we have had 2 retirees for the evening in Dave Matson and Daniel Haster. Those are the only 2 that have retired their cars for the night. Getting ready for Talladega next week. That is going to be a big race. Pace car dives in, folks. DeAndre Artist going to lead them to the line for the restart here. On the back, green flag's out. Now he gets a good jump on that number 19 of Mike Bruno there. But Mike Bruno going to be fighting it hard with that number 96 of Eric Tesk there. And now here comes that number 7 of Tyler Justice there. And that number 5 machine going to stick his nose in as well of Sean Hill. Going to be a battle up here for the top spot. The final 50 laps, folks, for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. This is the Toyota 200 here at Richmond. Now, Mike Bruno will come away with the most laps led here tonight, guaranteed, folks. But can he back it up with the win here as he is on the tail of that number 11 of DeAndre there? Very, very closely, only about 0.2 of a second behind him. Tyler Justice in that 3rd spot here, looking to make a strong finish as he is in the 2nd in points. Now, this would definitely help DeAndre if he could come out with a win here tonight. Would sure put him, I am sure, close to the top 10, if not in it. As we look at the point standings again, folks, this is your current point standings as it stands coming into tonight. We'll take the driver bar off there real quick. Thomas Vanassi, Ron Nichols, Alexander Rich, Gordon Larson Jr., Jason Burgess, Michael Redding, Sean Hill, Eric Tesk, Tyler Justice, and of course Mike Bruno leading the top spot in the points. As it looks like Thomas Vanassi is now on a pit road. And so is Kevin Sargent in that 9. Of course, we know the 9 and the 09 did make contact together, but Thomas Vanassi is on a pit road. Still looking at the damage, I'm sure. But right now, that number 19 has taken over the lead here again, taking it from DeAndre. And Tyler Justice, though, has moved up into the 2nd spot here, pushing DeAndre back in a 3rd. And now the number 96 of Eric Tesk has got his eyes set on that number 11 machine. Sharn Hill, Corey Walters also up here. Corey running in the 6th spot. Scott Johnson in 7th. Ryan Nichols did lead 6 laps. Started 7th, currently running in the 8th spot. So he has got the bonus points, but he is back here in 8th. Alexander Rich in 9th here. And Gordon Larson Jr. will round out the top 10 here. Now, you heard it earlier that DeAndre will probably, make moves here throughout the race as they are coming to lap 160 here. And these laps are winding down. He said it himself, folks, that he can save some tires. So we will actually see what happens to that number 11 machine if he can get around the 7 and the 19 toward the end of the race here. And Mike Bruno, though, still up here in a command. He has got about a 0.266 lead, now dropped to 0.233 on Tyler Justice. And going back to Tyler, DeAndre looking to make a move onto the inside of that number 7 machine. Can he comfortably make the pass here? And can't do it around turn number 2, onto the backstretch into turn number 3. Still side by side, that 11 and 7. DeAndre will beat him to the line, but they're still side by side here as they make their way into 1 and 2, coming to the backstretch. And DeAndre will cleanly make the pass on that 7 of Tyler Justice there to take over the 2nd spot here. Now DeAndre has got his eye set on Mike Bruno here in that number 19 machine. Going back to check on some of these other drivers here. Jared Beasley currently 1 lap down. He is looking for a caution to get back on the lead lap. He has led 5 laps here. Michael Redding also looking for a caution to get a lap back from in that 2 machine. He has not led a lap, but he is down on speed, especially. He is still out here turning laps, though, in that 2. Michael Redding currently sitting in the 4th spot or 5th spot in points. So he is looking just to capitalize on some points to finish the race. Thomas Vanassi, who is currently 52 laps down, is in 10th in points. But on a pit road, Kevin Sargent, not in the top 10, but he is also on pit road in that 9 machine. Alrighty, folks. Well, back up front now. Mike Bruno has company with that number 11 of DeAndre Artis, and looks like maybe a little bit of blocking might be going on between them two. That number 19 going to try to pinch him down there. The 19 will lead that lap, but DeAndre going to fight on the inside, and the 19 trying to close the door on that number 11. Can't do it. The 19 gets a little squirrely there of Mike Bruno. Will close the door going into 3, coming out of 4, back on to the front stretch. We have 30 laps to go here, folks. So now 29 remaining. Can DeAndre make the pass cleanly on that number 19 machine, or will that 19 machine keep it up front to beat that number 11? We will know here in 29 laps. We will know in now 28 laps, folks. Going back here to Tyler Justice and Eric Tesk. Eric currently running in the 4th spot. He did start on pole. He is trying to capitalize and make it a top 3 here. Looking to the inside of that 7 to take over a point. But we have a battle for the lead as well up here with DeAndre Artis going to the inside of the number 19 machine again to try to take over point and maybe come home with the victory here. Oh, and it looks like Mike Bruno will lead that lap, but barely. And they're still side by side here as Eric Tesk in that number 96 machine did take that spot from the number 7 of Tyler Justice. DeAndre doing everything he can to cleanly make the pass. Now DeAndre will lead that lap to lead 14 laps here, but they're still side by side here, folks. We're almost at 20 to go here, and DeAndre will complete the pass going into 3, coming out of 4, and we have a caution. Whoa. Well, I believe it was Jared Beasley. We will go back and take a look. Yeah, Jared Beasley back here in that number 15 machine. We will see what happened to Jared. Makes his way in to turn number 1. Coming out of 2, it looks okay. And loses it into the wall again. Caution comes out. And he tows it immediately. But unfortunately, caution had already came out before he was able to tow it. Well, this changes the game up a bunch. JBC77 Racing, you got that right. It will change the finish up dramatically. DeAndre will take point here again. It looks like Eric Tesk will win the second position here. Tyler Justice in a 3rd. Corey Walters in 4th. Mike Bruno in a 5th. We'll have to wait and see when they get lined out correctly. But I believe that is the way they're going to get lined out. Tyler Justice, got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Tyler, man, started 16th. You've had a great run here tonight at Richmond. You find yourself in the 3rd position here with about 20 laps to go. This caution just changes everything.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the best place I have been all race, starting here in 3rd. I feel like I can hang with Eric and DeAndre for a little while, but after a little bit, they go on past me, so I'm glad we only got like 20 laps here, so maybe I can hang with them, but there's really no getting around Mike. He's been the class of the field all afternoon, and he actually slid through his box right there, so that's unfortunate for him, so he got slid back there a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be back up here before it's over with. But I feel like it's about to be an exciting battle for this win right here.
Y'all will have 20 laps to go. Do you think you have what it takes to maybe pull out the win here and upset the 11 and the 96? Or do you think that number 19 machine behind you of Mike Bruno will maybe figure some way around all of y'all and pull out the victory here tonight?
I don't know, man. It seems like if Mike gets back up here, it just all depends on that. If he doesn't, I can hang with Eric and DeAndre for a few laps, and maybe I can get the win here. But if Mike gets back up here, he might be able to get by us. And tried something a little different on that stop right there. I didn't take any fuel to see what it does to the car. Maybe I can get a little bit extra speed. But we'll see here, and we'll do all we can.
All right, Tyler. Well, the number 7 machine up here in the best position he could be really on this restart. So good luck, Tyler. Hopefully we'll see you at the end in the top 3, maybe even with a victory here tonight.
All right, appreciate it, man.
They are getting the green flag here momentarily. Now DeAndre going to lead them to the line here. The number 19 machine of Mike Bruno, though, sitting back here in the 5th spot. Pace car dives off. DeAndre going to hold him back. Green flag is out. We're green flag racing here. And we have less than 20 laps to go here. 19 laps, folks. 19 laps to go. Well, what can DeAndre do here as they come across the stripe, getting the restart, coming around turn 3 and 4. Coming back on to the front stretch here. DeAndre is on a point. But here comes that number 19 machine of Mike Bruno. We have seen him up front most of the race here. 143 laps led. That is under his belt here. But it is still going to be a fight to the finish. This is a no. Oh, the 7 into the wall. We are going to have to go back and take a look and see what happened to Tyler Justice. Alrighty, folks. Well, we are riding along with that number 7 machine of Tyler Justice. Now, he has the 19 on his inside there. We will actually see what happens to that number 7. Oh, and it looks like he just loses it, and the 19 does make contact. There was a lot of other vehicles involved in that, folks. A lot of other ones. Sharn Hill in that number 5 machine involved in that incident. And I believe that was it. Of course, you've seen Mike Bruno also get a little bit of damage as well. Wow. That's about all I can say, folks, is wow. That was a hard stopper for that number 7. Now, he is coming down pit road, going to, I guess, look at the damage and a few things. Oh, what a tough break for Tyler there. Just unfortunately losing it. Now, I'm not sure if there was some contact or some net code there that might have happened. Of course, I'm not an admin, folks. I don't do admin stuff. I am just the broadcaster up here. I call it like I see it. And to me, it looked like he might have just lost it. I am sure he is none too happy about that right now. But back up front, DeAndre Artis looking to pull away with the win here. Eric Tesk, now our pole sitter, currently running in the second spot. But the guy who's dominated most of the race here this evening is Mike Bruno in that number 19 machine with 143 laps led. He started fifth, made his way up front, making moves left and right, and found himself up there leading the most laps this evening. So, you know, he is sitting right now in the third spot, looking to pull away a win here tonight. Corey Waters, got a copy.
I got you, buddy.
Well, Corey, man, this caution definitely changed things up. From your perspective, can you see kind of what happened to that number 7 of Tyler Justice?
He just got loose and mangled him up. I don't know, man. It just, things happen so fast around this track. It's hard to react sometimes.
Well, now you're sitting in the fourth spot here, so you got a game plan for the last 13 laps?
No, man, I just want to, you know, keep it clean, try to keep the tires on it. That's about it, man.
All right, Corey, well, we'll let you go. Y'all are getting double file here, so good luck, bud.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, all righty, that was Corey Walters there, currently sitting in the fourth spot. Now, DeAndre up front here has led 27 laps. Of course, he can't beat that number 19 of Mike Bruno, who is directly behind him, going to be starting in third. The number 96 of Eric Tess going to be starting on the outside of the number 11 in a second. And here we look at the number 28 of Corey Walters going to be in fourth. Scott Johnson in a fifth. Pace car dives off here. Let's see what DeAndre. Green flag is out. Not the jump he wanted. And here comes that number 96 of Eric Tesk. Going to go on the outside of that number 11 to take over point here. Eric Tesk going to look to maybe upset that number 11 machine. But that number 11 of DeAndre on his tail very, very quickly. As there is contact back here between Mike Bruno, it looks like, and more contact. That number 5, and the number 5 I know was involved in that. We will go back and take a look, folks. Well, they say cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately that's what it's doing here this evening. As we are riding along at that number 5 machine of Sharon Hill there. It's on the outside of that 00 right now, going around the straight stretch. And it looks like the 5 and the 00 make contact there, which will bring out the caution. The 00 of, well, if I can find him, Gordon Larson Jr. And that will bring out the caution here. So the caution count right now is setting at 9, folks. We have 9 laps to go. We'll exactly see what the pace car does here. If the lights don't go off, we will pull somebody else up here in the booth. And the lights did not go off. Scott Johnson, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Scott, now, man, you are sitting pretty in the third spot here in that 07 machine. Started ninth. Well, cautions are breeding cautions here, man. Do you have what it takes to maybe finish out this race with the top 3 here?
I'm hoping so. I'm going to try to hold the bottom here and see if we can at least hang on to third, and hopefully we'll be able to go green the rest of the race.
Well, I mean, you have a fast guy behind you, has dominated most of the race here tonight, and that number 19 of Mike Bruno. Do you think you have what it takes to keep him behind you?
My bumper's pretty clean, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Scott. Good luck, bud.
Thanks, man.
All right, well, they are going to get the one to go here, I am sure. Thomas Vanassi still sitting on pit road here. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Thomas's vehicle. Might have made some contact earlier, folks. I am not sure, but we are coming to 6 to go here. 9:09 Central Time, 10:09 Eastern Time. That is your current time, as they are going to get the one to go here. We're going to have to see if that number 96 can hold off that number 11 of DeAndre Artis, or if that number 19 of Mike Bruno can get around 3 of them. But he's got Scott Johnson in that 07 on his inside. So I guess we will see in 5 laps to go. Alrighty, folks, pace car dives in. Eric Tesk on the loud pedal, didn't even wait. He gets a good jump there on DeAndre Artis there. But Scott Johnson now in that 07. He is in the 3rd spot, but he's got company with that number 8 of Ron Nichols. Going to fight his way back up front here. Maybe pull out a top 3 here. The next flag, folks, will end the race. So, stay tuned, and we have a caution that will end the race here this evening. Looks like it was, I believe, Jason Burgess. We will go back and take a look and see what happened. Oh, it was the 28 getting into the wall and getting into the 23. The 28 being of Corey Walters. But that will do it, folks. Back up front here, Eric Tesk will pull out the victory here with 2 to go. White flag is in the air for Eric Tesk. And under caution, we can't officially say it, that Eric Tesk will be victorious here tonight. DeAndre Artis doing everything he can to stay up front, hoping to make the pass on the 96. He will finish in 2nd. And Scott Johnson did hold it out, so he will finish in that 3rd spot. So Eric Tesk will come away with the win here. So congratulations to the number 96 machine of Eric Tesk. We will let these guys finish up their lap here. And we will be right back, folks, for the post-race interviews. Scott Johnson, you got a copy, bud.
Yes, sir.
Well, Scott, man, you managed to pull it off here in the third spot here. Just got the interview in with you. Did everything you could to, keep it up front. Of course, the caution kind of played in your favor here. You managed to finish in the third spot. Now, 200 laps here at Richmond, man. Talk about the race, bud.
Well, I pretty much just rode around all day. And then as the cautions kept resetting the field, it was just kind of coincidence that I was up in the top 5, and then it was just a matter of trying to push her a little harder the last 30 laps.
Well, I mean, talk about the cautions at the end of the race, too, because, they say cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately, for the case here tonight, that's what happened. Was it just people, being overly too aggressive? Of course, coming down to the end of the race, that does happen.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I haven't had a chance to watch the replay, so all I could see was what was going on from my windshield. But looked like a couple guys, everybody's pushing hard, and some guys would break loose coming out of the turns and might start a little contact, which would then create a spin. So I saw that once or twice.
Well, all right, Scott. Well, one more question here for you tonight. You finished up Richmond. Now it's out of the way, but next week you guys go to the Super Speedway of Talladega for 94 laps. Your mindset on that, short track versus a Super Speedway, you got what it takes to maybe come home victorious there?
I think so. We've got we've got teammates running with us, so Tom Vanas and I hopefully can get paired up and make it through any chaos that may ensue and finish the race up strong.
All right, Scott. Well, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your third place finish here this evening?
Just to thank Skidmark Motorsports and our team sponsors, the Poseidon Bar and Grill, and appreciate you guys for doing the broadcast.
Well, I appreciate it, Scott. I enjoy every bit of it. Well, we'll see you next week at Talladega, bud. Go celebrate third place, man.
Thanks.
All right, that will bring us to our second place finisher here. DeAndre Artis, you said it in an interview earlier that you had the vehicle to make it back up front, but the cautions unfortunately didn't play into your favor, as on that restart, Eric Test got the big jump on you onto the outside. Talk about that and, of course, the cautions.
On a restart, hit the gas, went from second to third. My shifter didn't register it. It's going to third, and I know I was in third, but it shifted to neutral. And so I had to shift back down to neutral and then re-back up the third gear again for it to register, and that's what cost me the win tonight.
Oh, man, some gear issues. Yeah, that, unfortunately, DeAndre, that will do it. But, hey, you can't complain. You got a second place here. And, of course, it was a long race, 200 laps. Yeah, my dogs are barking. Sorry. But
you're good.
But, 200 laps, that's a lot of laps here at Richmond.
Yeah, it's 200 laps. I'm pretty happy for the overall finish that we did. We came from the back of the pack and worked way up through the field. Thought I had, like I said, the best long run car, but a lot of these races sometimes don't come down to long runs. Comes down to what can you get out the 5 lap sprints or 3 lap sprints, and that's what I played out today.
Well, unfortunately, you might not have come home with the win, but you will finish in a second. Now, going into next week, bud, you got Talladega, Super Speedway, anybody's race. Can you give your thoughts on Dega?
Dega's a wild card. I can't really depend on the long run at Dega because everybody's pretty much going to be the same speed on throughout the race if they're just in the pack. So I'm just gonna try to play it safe, try to keep my car clean as possible. That's the best thing you could do at a supreme aero track like Talladega or Daytona, and just see what happens at the end of the race and try to be there.
All right, DeAndre. Well, congratulations on a second here tonight for the Ghost Runner Cup Series here at Richmond. Is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for a second place?
Thanks to MaxSpeedTV for with the league. Thanks to Tyler for the thanks to MaxSpeedTV for the broadcast. Thanks to Tyler for the league. Thanks to Mike, Eric, Scott Johnson, and Tyler for racing me pretty clean.
Well, it was overall a very clean race for the most part. I mean, the cautions at the end, though, played a big factor. But, man, go celebrate second place. Don't look back here at Richmond. Just concentrate on Dega for next week. And, well, we'll see you next week, bud.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Well, alrighty, folks. That will bring us to our winner here. And also our pole sitter for this evening. Eric Tess, got a copy.
Yes, I got you loud and clear, of course.
Well, I talked to you earlier, bud. You found your way back up front at the right moment. You will come home victorious here this evening. Now, talk about, just really everything. Track conditions, how that played maybe into a factor here in this race. Of course, the cautions toward the end of the race. It was a very clean race for the most part, but especially going into turn number 2, there was a lot of people getting slick as well.
Well, the trick was just to for this track is just being gentle on the tires, being gentle on the brakes, and then eventually the second, the middle lane come into play. It was just dicing around the track to find some grip. On some parts of the track, it was really slick. They spilled some oil everywhere. So, it was all about surviving. Made a little bit of mistake at the beginning of the race. You all have seen it. The driver penalty almost killed my race. Somehow we get back to the lead and we won it. I don't know how, but I'll take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you go back to the beginning of the race. You came out, you grabbed the pole, you jumped the start, you led 2 laps, you came down pit road, you did the drive-through, you were 1 lap down. Caution comes out. You played the field there for the most part of the race. And, you found, throughout the race, now that number 96 machine of yours is back up front in the lead. And it was, caution after caution there. And, of course, under 4 to go, the last caution comes out. And, you're not going back green. Was you hoping it would finish under green, or was you looking for that next caution?
Well, I was kind of scared of the 11 because he was quick. Even in the short one, he was quick. So sadly enough, it was, we had a caution. I prefer to go on the green and have a real battle for the win. So, it's got 2 sides of the stories. Happy for being winning, but not really happy for winning on a caution. But, it was a great race in general.
Yeah, it sure was. Well, we're not going to keep you, Eric, so one more question here. Now, your turn talking about Talladega next week for 94 laps. Sorry, I thought it was 93, but it's 94. It's anybody's race there. What do you think about going in from 2 short tracks to a super speedway?
It's all the way around. Normally you think you're quick. If you drive maybe 180 miles per hour, just have a feel quick. Well, it feels really quick, and now we're gonna go just 200 average a lap. So it's a huge difference. And for I don't think I'd have any chance to win it because I'm terrible at super speedway. So my goal is just to finish the race, get some points for the championship, and if I cannot win it,
Exactly.
My goal is not to win it.
Your goal is just to survive it, right?
Yeah, just make 94, not make it 93 laps, just like you said.
Exactly. All right. Well, Eric, we're not going to keep you, bud. So is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your win here this evening?
Well, I want to thank Berlin Simsport for this amazing car. Also, my painter. And I want to thank Runtime GG, Simtech, Simlab, and Racetrack Art. For all this providing this car.
Well, all right, Eric. Well, we will see you next week at Talladega for a super speedway race. My personal favorite, bud. So good luck, man. Go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Your time again.
Uh-huh. Well, folks, I usually don't do this, but, you know, I've got to bring him up here because he had a fantastic run this evening. And, you know, he led the most laps here tonight. Mike Bruno, do you have a copy?
10-4, bud. I got you.
Well, Mike Bruno, man, you led the most laps here tonight. Unfortunately, you couldn't back that up with a win. But talk about the run you had there. 142 laps led, bud.
Oh, it was awesome. Like, I can't complain about it at all. It was a really good race. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, it sucks where I ended up in the end, but that's racing. You know, I kind of screwed up on pit road there. I just slid through my box a little bit, and that ultimately cost me to get back in the pack a little bit. And then on that restart there, just kind of I veered up into Corey. I feel bad about that. I kind of got him sideways and lost him a spot or two. And yeah, just end result, Eric got the win. Congrats to him, man. He definitely deserved it. And I'll still take a fifth place. Not bad, but definitely wish I could have got the win.
Well, you know, you talk about, you know, Richmond, which it is a short track. You know, y'all are, you know, pretty much neck and neck throughout the whole race. Not very many cars a lap down, to be honest with you, you know, until the caution started coming out. But we're going to go back to that restart here where I don't know from perspective. I know you were racing around that number 7 of Tyler Justice there. Did he just lose it, unfortunately, coming out of the corner?
Yeah. I think we were so bunched up. It's hard to tell when you're sideways, even a little bit. You know, it's hard to judge how sideways you are, and I think it just snapped on him, and he might have overcorrected a little bit, and just I just didn't really have anywhere to go on that one. I honestly don't know how I didn't end up getting terminal damage on that one, but still able to finish in 5th. I'll take it, but yeah, it looked like he just kind of got loose and hit the wall there.
Well, all right, Mike Bruno here coming into tonight, top in the point standings. Of course, leading the most laps here at Richmond Raceway. Mike, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank my team, Gen X Racing, MR Motorsports teams, I should say. Big shout out to my sponsor, AMSOIL. They're big help. Appreciate everything they do for us. And thank you for what you do, bud. And great racing by everybody tonight. It was a lot of fun.
All right, Mike. Well, one quick question for you before we let you go. You got Dega next week. Anybody's race, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. You said it. Yeah, just got to ride, man. Just got to ride and stay calm till the end and hope you're up at the front and just got to survive. I know I say that a lot, but that is ultimately the track you really got to be careful at because any little bit of damage will really hurt you there.
All right, Mike. Well, we will see you next week, bud, and good luck.
Thanks a lot, bud. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh. All righty, folks. We will go down through the well, if I can find it here. We'll take that off. And through the results, there it is. Eric Task will come home with the win here tonight. DeAndre Artis are going to be finishing 2nd. Scott Johnson in 3rd. Ryan Nichols in the 4th spot here. Mike Bruno will finish in 5th, but he will come away with the most laps led here tonight here at Richmond. Alexander Rich in the 6th spot. Corey Walters in 7th. Gordon Larson Jr. in 8th. Tyler Justice in 9th. Jason Burgess in 10th. Sharon Hill in the 11th spot there. Jared Beasley in 12th. Michael Redding in 13th. Kevin Sargent 14th. Sorry, folks. Thomas Vanassi in the 15th spot. Dave Matson will finish in 16th. Daniel Hasser unfortunately ended his race early. What a tough break for Daniel. And Sean Ladinsky did not even start the race here this evening. But congratulations to Eric Tesk. He will bring home the win here tonight. So that will wrap it up here for Max Speed TV. This was the Ghost Runner Cup Series at Richmond here, folks. But don't go anywhere. Max Speed TV broadcast pretty much 7 days a week. I do believe most of us are off on Fridays. But next week, folks, we will be back here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series at Talladega. Of course, you can tune in to Max Speed TV 6 days a week. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, folks. Hit that little bell on YouTube, and you will be notified when Max Speed TV goes live. But until next time, folks, stay safe and have a good night.